I haven't talked about this too much, but I actually am a really big fan of Sonic, and I'm super excited for Sonic 3, and I have the figures from the most recent wave for the movie, which I know these figures have been out for a while now. I think the Shadow Winter Motorcycle has just recently come out, but these other ones have been out for like a few months now, but like it was really hard to find. Like my first time around, I found Robotnik and Sonic at a Walmart, then I found Tails at a Target, and oh man, all I knew was Shadow, but like he was just nowhere. I could legit find him nowhere. And then all of a sudden, my mom found him at a Walmart, which was really cool. And then I found this one at a different Walmart, and I was just like,
oh my god, even his shadow! Look at his shadow!
like just super happy about it. Like, oh man, I finally have some shadows from the new movie. So good, so cool. And yeah, we're just gonna open these up. And yeah, I'm really excited because I've heard really good things about these figures, and they look really good. Like, I love the way like they look, and it looks like they have some really good articulation. So let's just like stop waiting. Let's open it up. I'll open them up. I know everyone is super excited to see, you know, how the Sonic and Shadow figures look, because those are the ones that everyone wants. And don't get me wrong, those are great. I'm gonna get to those. But first, I'm gonna start with Robotnik, you know, because I thought, you know, yeah, let's start with probably one of the lesser popular figures that I think people are gonna be wanting. But like, this figure itself is pretty good. He doesn't come with any accessories, which is unfortunate because I feel like that would have helped make this figure like we go like, yeah, I really want this. Like, but what we got here is still pretty good. Like, the face is really good, you know, right? I could see a little Jim Carrey in there. I like the design, of course. It all looks really nice, and like the articulation is really good. He doesn't have as many articulation points as the other figure, as well, Shadow and Sonic. He has about the same that I think Tails has. The box says he has like 20, and so does Tails have 20 points of articulation. But like, you can get some good movement, like from the arms, like that's pretty good, you know. You got elbows, you got the knees too, you know, right? You can move the foot a little bit. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that foot action. And like I said, I think it looks really good. I know they did make a Robotnik figure for the second movie, but I never got that, unfortunately. I missed my chance on that. So I'm really glad they made one for this third one. And like, the articulation is really good. He does not, I'm gonna show off some of these other figures later, but like, he doesn't scale well with like the other figures, with specifically the animal figures, you know, like Tails, Shadow, and Sonic. Unless something happens in the movie, that means they are going to be about this same height. I don't think they were this close in height together in the movies. But like, you know, still, it is nice though. It looks good. I really like this. Like, at first I was like, this is the one like I was a little bit like not as excited about as the other ones. But like, when I got it in hand, when I'm messing around with it, I ended up having quite a bit of fun, you know? Look at that. This is great. And like, I like the little details like on it. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but he has like the little control things, like the buttons and stuff, little like they're not painted or anything, but like they're on his hand. Why is it so blurry? It's there. If you can look closely, it is there. I'm gonna see. I can zoom in. Look at that. He has a little game controller thing on his hand that he has in the movies. That's really good. I like his little, and like, yeah, his like hands, like the way they're moving, like, oh yeah, like, oh man, is he gonna do some button pressing? Maybe. And look at that hand, that's great. Like I said, I wish it came with some accessories, but on its own, this is a good figure. I quite like this. This is Robotnik. I'm excited to see him in the movie. I'm really glad Jim Carrey returned for that. That's honestly great. Next, let's take a look at Sonic's best little buddy, Tails. And here he is, and he looks super cute. Doesn't have as much great articulation as the Sonic and Shadow figures that I'm going to show later, but you can still get a good range of movement from him, you know? Look at that. You can, well, okay, actually, this is a bad example. It seems kind of stiff, but like, you know, there's some good range of movement. And like, what I like here is that the tails are also articulated, so these actually move with, you know, I'm not gonna lie, but like, that's pretty cool. Thing is though, if you want him up, it's gonna be hard to stand him, as you can see. So if you want to stand him, you might have to like actually like put the tails like that, but you know, still it's good. Too bad I don't have a flight stand, because I could really like, you know, that would be really cool to show him like doing some flying poses or not. I do have the Mayfex stand, but like that doesn't really do a great job at like holding things up sometimes, so yeah. But as it is, you know, it's still pretty good. I like the way his shoes look at that. And like, and he let's talk about the thing that a lot of these like Sonic figures are gonna have. Robotnik didn't have this, but here in the hands, whoa, you can see that. You can like actually move the grip a little bit. Kind of reminds me of some like old Toy Biz Marvel figures. And the eyes, look at that, have like are kind of like behind this like clear plastic thing, which is pretty interesting. It's kind of the same thing that the Mario figures had. It's also from Jakks Pacific, who make these figures. The Mario movie figures, I mean. I've heard those actually follow you around, which is a little bit creepy. But these don't follow you around as far as I know. But as you can see, he looks really good. Again, I really like the way like the paint and all looks like on him, like the plastic. The orange, it's a nice shade of orange. And he looks just really cute. Look how cute he is. And man, yeah, this is definitely like not an amazing figure, but it's nice that they made Tails with this like extra articulation and you know the details that some of the other Sonic figures are gonna have for this line, and that's great. And so yeah, Tails. Not much else to say about him. He's just really darn cute. Sonic, he is the fastest thing alive. So yeah, I got Sonic. This is the figure that a lot of people have been excited for. Well, this one and Shadow, obviously, which I'll get into later. But this, oh my god, I was so excited to find this because like when I saw those pictures, when they revealed it, and I saw that they had so much extra articulation in like the basically most Jakks Pacific Sonic figures, which I do like, I should say. But when I saw this, I was just like, oh my god, the actual like extra articulation to make this like more like posable and stuff. That's great. And oh my god, this looks fantastic. Like I said, also has like the eye thing that Tails has, and grips. Look at that. You can have him hold things or something, which is great. But like, oh my god, he's got like this thing called butterfly joints, which I definitely knew about before, like before I saw anyone else's videos about this topic. Like, whoa, Sonic with butterfly joints. I definitely knew what those are. But look at all this extra range. Like the way the arms move is like so good. It's so good. And same thing for the legs. Which, yeah, the legs, like, oh my god, that's so great as well. Like, just honestly, out of the box, I just, like, had trouble, like actually recording to, like, actually go, like, alright, let's see how this, let's record this and, like, have my first, impressions be on camera. But, like, I just was all, like, oh my god, I just had too much fun, and I just, like, did most of my playing off camera. But, yeah, it's great, and, like, you can get him into some really great, poses, like, of course, classic running pose, which you could definitely do, which I think is great. And a cool thing about with the arms being able to move like this, you can actually sort of get him to cross his arms a little bit, which is great. Like, that is honestly fantastic. And he looks amazing. Like, I like this shade of blue. Shoes look good, but like there is this little thing where like you can move this slightly right here, but this one is a little bit more stiff, so not as much. It could just be mine though, alright, so that's something to keep in mind. And also, he has these things right here on his quills, which I don't entirely know what this is all about. I know they did release a 4-pack recently that had another Sonic that can actually like glow when you push a button on him, so I don't know, maybe this is like has something to do with that, but this one doesn't glow. But like, hey, it's still really good. I like it a lot, and oh my gosh, he just looks fantastic. Like, oh my god, this is like honestly my favorite Sonic figure that I have right now. This honestly could be like one of the best figures of the year for me personally. And the thing is, there's one in this line, in this wave, that I think is honestly better, and that of course is so we got Shadow, but we also got another Shadow on his motorcycle. Oh, that's right, I got both of them, baby. Hold on, wait, let me just get it to like, well, yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, yes, here is Shadow. You can get him to cross his arms, which I think is great. And I love the way he looks. Like, look at that face. That face is great. Oh my god, like, everything about him just looks so good. Well, except a few things, like some QC issues. Like, for example, some of the paint on him is not, like, on that great. Like, you can see right there, and a little bit on his shoes. It's, it's not that great, but like, I can live with it because I still think everything else about this figure looks amazing. Like, I love the white on him, the black, the red on the quills is great. The way the quills look is so good. Like, Shadow is one of the greatest, like, just one of the coolest characters ever made, which is a fact. And this figure, like, definitely does that character justice. He goes, oh my god, look at him. And he's gonna be voiced by Keanu Reeves in the movie. That's amazing. But like, yeah, he has some great articulation. Honestly, like, even though the articulation is about the same as it is on Sonic, I kind of like moving this one a bit more. I don't know what it's all about. This leg is a little bit more wobbly than this one, which is like, something to keep in mind. But again, that could just be me. Get him in some running poses. Like I said, you know, you can have him cross his arms, which is really good. Oh man, he looks so good. I love the bottom of his shoes. It's so great. And hold on, wait. If you have any gun accessories, I got this one from a G.I. Joe that I got. You could put it on Shadow since you can hold him with those grips, which is great. I wish I had a bigger gun, honestly, but like this is definitely this looks really cool, honestly, and like I just need to get more gun accessories, I guess, for my Shadows, because I have this in like a video game Shadow, and I got this one too, so which is fantastic. Going to this Shadow. Like this is the Shadow that came with the motorcycle. This is like available at Walmart's now. And this one doesn't have as good articulation. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him off the bike. Yes, I can, of course, you know. But like, hold on, I got this. Okay, yes. So his articulation isn't as, he has almost about the same articulation as this Shadow right here, as the one that's like just that doesn't come with the motorcycle. But like, he doesn't have the butterfly joints, and you know, he doesn't have the gripper things on his on his hands, and his eyes look like this. But there are some things that I like about this Shadow more than this one. Like, for example, the paint on him is kind of more cleanly applied, and like he does fit on this motorcycle better, because I guess it makes sense because he came with it. You can definitely put this one on here, but I did find myself having a little bit of trouble like putting him on originally when I was first trying it out. But that could just be a me problem, you know, because I suck. Anyway, but yes, here's a picture of that, you know, if you want to see that. But like, yeah, if you want to get like a Shadow, but don't really like care that much about like this one technically being more inconsistent compared to the other ones, because this one does have like the things that, you know, this one doesn't and these do. But if you don't really care, you just only want to get one Shadow, then this wouldn't be a bad choice, honestly. This is definitely good. But yeah, I was originally, I wanted this motorcycle, and I thought like, I don't need two Shadows, you know, I could just buy both of them and then sell this one. But then once I got it, and like the articulation on him is still really good, and he does look great, and I'm like, you know, what was I thinking? I could use more Shadows. I want more Shadows, so I'm gonna keep both anyway. But both of them can go on the bike, which is great. And yeah, this Shadow right here though is honestly the best figure from this wave so far, and will probably be from this line. I know they got more figures coming up, like Knuckles and some others that I won't share because they might be spoilers for the movie. I hate when toys do that; they spoil the movie. But like, yes, his gun. But like, yes, this figure is amazing. It's my favorite. He's just like the most fun to move, and is definitely one of the best figures from the year for me. And oh my god, he's just amazing. I love it. And of course, here are all the figures standing next to Superfly. And man, oh man, these figures are amazing. They did not disappoint, honestly. I absolutely love them so much. I'm super excited for the movie, and these figures are definitely like fueling that excitement. Like, oh my god, this is so good. I'm excited to get like the other figures that are coming in for Wave 2. I'm assuming near the movie's release. And yeah, if you're having a hard time finding these, don't worry. I'm sure you'll find them eventually. I think they're showing up available like on Amazon right now. You could definitely go check. And I think once like we get closer to the movie's release, you'll be able to find them all easily. So I think I saw more Sonics you know, around, and I saw like a bunch of like these motorcycle Shadows at a Walmart recently. And overall, these figures are amazing. I guess you can say they are way past cool.